Right, so I'm going to talk about this entrepreneurship assignment. Here's the reason why. In this course on Intro to Business, we talk about business, managing business, the 6 environments, etc. One of the things that's become very obvious to many people in the last few years is the chances of you graduating and getting a job with a big, huge company is very small. Part of the reason is because the competitive environment is such that many large companies are actually laying off people. Most of the growth in the economy is with small businesses and some medium-sized businesses, and particularly among entrepreneurs, people that come up with new ideas. You live at a time in the history of the world when the advances in the technological environment are quite astounding, and people can create companies right out of thin air, like Pinterest, for example, or Vine, or something just created overnight, right? So the technological environment allows that. So the chances of somebody your age, either one of your friends or maybe you yourself, coming up with a good idea is quite significant. So that's why a big part of this course is talking about entrepreneurship. In order for you to understand whether you have the personality and the experiences and the background to be an entrepreneur yourself, it's useful to talk to another entrepreneur. So the big focus of this assignment on entrepreneurship is finding an entrepreneur, talking to them, and then having that experience of learning about what they thought about becoming an entrepreneur. The advantages and the disadvantages, the difficulties, the opportunities, why it was a good thing, why it was a bad thing. So you yourself can understand if you want to do that. Or maybe if you think it's too difficult, then you'll get a job with a small or medium-sized company. Okay, so I asked if you had some questions. A student had a question about 5 pages. That's just a guideline. If you could tell me something really useful and interesting in 4 pages, fine. If you need 6 pages because you included a copy of an email, or maybe you included as appendix a cover page of the website, a landing page, or whatever it might be. So 5 pages is just an approximation. Remember, this assignment is worth 10 marks. So something that's worth 10 marks, 15 to 20 pages would be too much. 1, 2, or 3 pages would be too little. So think about it, it's worth 10 marks. So you have to write something that's worth 10 marks or 10 marks of value. But I'm more interested in what you say than the volume of what you say. If you said in one sentence, I met with this entrepreneur 3 times and talked to him for half an hour, and here's a picture of me sitting beside him in his restaurant, in one sentence, that means a lot. Because I think, well, here you did, you went downtown Toronto, you met this guy, had this experience. To me, that's valuable. I'm already predisposed to give you at least an A for having had that experience. Content. Nick asked a question about the content. I'm more interested in you being narrative, meaning saying things like, on Thursday I phoned him and I went downtown and I talked to him at 6 o'clock after the office closed, and he told me about the purpose of the business and how he got into the business. So be somewhat narrative in telling you a little bit of a story. Somebody asked the due date. In section MV, which is on the Monday-Thursday section, this is due at 8 o'clock on Thursday. For the section which is the Tuesday-Friday section, it's due at, I think it's 2:45 on Friday, okay, whatever the Friday class time is. Right, so that means when you walk into class, at the very beginning of class, you hand them in a little pile at the front. You don't tell me, oh, I got to find a stapler. You follow all the normal tips that I have about having a cover page and your name spelled properly and my name spelled properly and the name of your section and those things like that, okay? Does anybody have any other questions about the entrepreneurship assignment? Okay, thanks very much.